Good morning. My name is Marty Ahlijanian, and if I look a little familiar, it's because, unfortunately, you've probably seen my face up on the wall at the Brewster Post Office. Ah, just kidding. I don't even know if the FBI still uses those. I'm the electronic keyboard player at the 8:30 contemporary services with the mighty contemporary worship team. And it's my pleasure to be with you today. I'm the one who's twiddling dials and buttons, trying desperately to keep up with the much better musicians that bring you fantastic music every Sunday. I don't know how many of you knew this. I didn't until recently. But the Psalms consist of 150 poems, hymns, and yes, songs. And today I'd like to piggyback on what the prior speakers have talked about and bring some contemporary music as an overlay or a connection to the Psalms. Because today's Christian musicians rightly borrow a lot from both the New Testament and, yes, the Old Testament, including elements of the Psalms. The song I'd like to introduce you to, and unlike Pastor Joe, I am not going to sing, which is really good news, is a song by a guy named Cody Carnes. He's from Nashville, grew up in the South. There was an expression about the Eagles, you all know the Eagles, classic rock band, that they didn't dance around much on stage, they primarily loitered. Well, you could sort of say that about Cody Carnes. He's not what you'd call a Mick Jagger, a Bruce Springsteen, even a Dave Matthews. Kind of stands there. But what struck me about this song, and I'm going to try very hard not to get choked up, is so impactful and so powerful and hits you on so many different levels that even stoic Cody Carnes, if you look up his video with Chandler Moore of Maverick City Music, who's incredibly talented, we do some of Maverick City's songs, is jumping around and waving his arms and is really displaying the fruits of the Spirit and carrying around the joy that every Christian, not just at Easter, not just at Christmas, but every Christian should be carrying around day to day. I know I'm very guilty of not doing that. In the Monday morning Bible study, we talk about going through life as if Jesus were on your shoulder right behind you. And I like to kid that I hope he's not with me driving down Route 3 coming to the Cape, because I think some of my language would curl his hair. But the song Firm Foundation by Cody Carnes and Chandler Moore is something I'd like to bring to your attention and have you check out on YouTube. Won't cost you a dime, doesn't violate any copyrights, but it's just an amazing song in terms of borrowing from both the New Testament, 2 Timothy, and the Old Testament, various Psalms, in using the word foundation, or specifically firm foundation. Foundation appears in the Bible over 50 times. And 2 Timothy, I'm going to cheat here and use my notes, 2:19, actually uses the exact phrase, firm foundation, in saying, "But God's firm foundation stands, bearing this seal. The Lord knows those who are his, and let everyone who names the name of the Lord depart from iniquity." Now, iniquity is not a word you typically see in a Hallmark card or you hear your teenagers texting or talking about. But I looked it up just to get an exact definition, and it means immoral or grossly unfair behavior. So if you're partaking in iniquity, you want to stop doing that ASAP. The song Firm Foundation also has some original lyrics, of course. One that certainly has application during a pandemic. It has application during a layoff season that we seem to be in. It has application when you're at Shaw's in Orleans and you're just shaking your head about the price of eggs or the price of bread, or you're at the gas station and you're saying, I don't know how I'm going to juggle all this, because I know I've had those conversations. And here's the Costco Kleenex part of the discussion. The writers, Cody and Chandler, said, "I've still got joy in chaos. I've got peace that makes no sense. I won't be going under. I'm not held by my own strength." So with that just being a tidbit of an amazing song. Does it come up to the level of the Psalms or the Proverbs or 2 Timothy? Of course not. It's biblically empowered and given. But for a couple of guys in 2021, I think that's when they wrote it, to get together, cross genres, cross a number of different demographic lines, and come up with what I think is one of the most moving pieces of music I've heard in a long time. I just had to share it with both my brothers on the Monday morning group and also with you. Thank you, Pastor Dave and Pastor Joe, for giving me this opportunity, and I hope you all have a great week.